Hey guys, get ready for some tooth-rotting fluff this episode. I know a lot of people wanted to see 𝘴𝘬𝘞𝘤𝘬, so here's a little treat. I forgot to mention this these past episodes, but this series is based off 𝘴𝘬𝘞𝘬's album When It's All Said and Done, and if you want a good vibe for how this story is gonna go, you should listen to it. This really is just a retelling of the story in that album, haha. I'm really happy with how this turned out. Writing-wise, I'm pretty proud of this, even though there's some parts I don't really vibe with. Overall, I'm satisfied. This series has gotten so much love and people have such high expectations for it, so I really hope I don't disappoint. Enjoy. 𝘴𝘬𝘞𝘬𝘬 sat on the edge of his bed and stared at the wall opposite him. Usually when he did this, 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 was already long gone, and his side of the bed had gone cold, and 𝘴𝘬𝘞𝘬𝘬 would stare at the wall for a bit before shaking away the feeling in his stomach and starting his day. However, today 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 was here. 𝘴𝘬𝘞𝘬𝘬 turned to look at the bed, and smiled slightly as he saw how peaceful 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 looked. His hair was messy, and he had one arm under the pillow, and the other spread on 𝘴𝘬𝘞𝘬𝘬's side of the bed. 𝘴𝘬𝘞𝘬𝘬 felt a tug at his heart that physically hurt. He started to shake 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 awake and then stopped himself. Maybe he would let 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 sleep a little longer. Holy shit, why didn't you wake me up? 𝘴𝘬𝘞𝘬𝘬 ignored the question. Do you want to get breakfast? 𝘴𝘬𝘞𝘬𝘬 swears he can see 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮's ears perk up like a puppy. Suddenly, 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 feigns disinterest and shrugs. I mean, if you're paying, I guess. Yeah, I'll pay. Cool. 𝘴𝘬𝘞𝘬𝘬 gets up from the bed, and starts dressing up. Grabbing his keys off his dresser and turns to face 𝘴𝘬𝘬𝘮. Well, get ready. 𝘴𝘬𝘬𝘮 gets red. Turn around, I'm naked. Are you serious? It's embarrassing. 𝘴𝘬𝘞𝘬𝘬 snorts and turns away from 𝘴𝘬𝘬𝘮. He can hear the bed creak as 𝘴𝘬𝘬𝘮 starts moving around. Can I borrow sweats? You don't have to ask. 𝘴𝘬𝘞𝘬𝘬 looks over his shoulder and 𝘴𝘬𝘬𝘮 throws a pillow at his head. I said don't look at me. Shut up, I've already seen you naked. Sir, it's broad daylight, you absolutely cannot look at me right now. After a while, 𝘴𝘬𝘞𝘬𝘬 turned back around to see 𝘴𝘬𝘬𝘮 tucking his sweatpants into his socks, a habit he got because he didn't like how 𝘴𝘬𝘞𝘬𝘬's sweatpants showed his ankles. Man, how am I taller than you but still swing in your sweatshirts? Not fair. The sight of 𝘴𝘬𝘬𝘮 in 𝘴𝘬𝘞𝘬𝘬's clothes made 𝘴𝘬𝘞𝘬𝘬's face so red he stormed out of the bedroom. Hurry the fuck up. I'm hurrying, holy shit, cut me some slack. When they both sat in the car, 𝘴𝘬𝘬𝘮 kicked off his shoes and put his feet on the dashboard, turning to 𝘴𝘬𝘞𝘬𝘬 and grinning. Does this still piss you off? If 𝘴𝘬𝘞𝘬𝘬 was being honest, he missed having 𝘴𝘬𝘬𝘮 in his front seat more than he could imagine. 𝘴𝘬𝘞𝘬𝘬 gripped on the wheel tighter. You don't pay the fucking car note, don't just put your gross feet on the dashboard, prick. 𝘴𝘬𝘬𝘮 grins. It's comfortable. It's just like they were still together. 𝘴𝘬𝘞𝘬𝘬 clears his throat and starts the car. Where do you wanna go? There's this diner by campus I went to with sugar, and it's like super cheap and the food is super greasy and the portions are huge and it's so filling. And right next to it is a bakery that makes really good milk bread, like it literally falls apart when you break it and it melts in your mouth like it's magical. As 𝘴𝘬𝘬𝘮 rambled, 𝘴𝘬𝘞𝘬𝘬 rested his head on the steering wheel and couldn't help but stare at 𝘴𝘬𝘬𝘮 in awe. God, he missed 𝘴𝘬𝘬𝘮 so much. Yeah, we can get you that too. 𝘴𝘬𝘬𝘮's grin widened. 𝘴𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬 felt like he was going to die. Yeah, I'd like that. 𝘴𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬 pulled out his parking space and 𝘴𝘬𝘬𝘮 instantly jumped at the aux cord, playing a song. What do you know about this 𝘴𝘬𝘬𝘮? What song is this? 𝘴𝘬𝘬𝘮 groaned, poking 𝘴𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬 in his side. 𝘵𝘪𝘮𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬 idiot. I was getting to that asshole. Anyways, this one is called Stuck on You, and it sort of reminds me of us. Well, all of his songs do. This song sounds super depressing. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 waves his hand dismissively and turns the song up.
Up in your room once again, tempted. Bad for me, it's the truth, but I can't miss this. Don't tell my friends that I'm here to visit.
𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 frowned. This is a bit too topical, don't you think? 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 rolled his eyes and skipped the song. This is even better, 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮. Is it? Yeah, it's 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮. I don't know who that is. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 puts his head in his hands. We dated for 2 years and you still have a shitty music taste. Did you get nothing out of our relationship? That's not true. I started listening to that one singer you introduced me to. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 scoffed. Who? I forget her name. But she has a weird voice. Like she slurs all her words, and she made that one song about socks. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 grabbed 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚's arm and started shaking him, laughing so hard the music was hardly audible. You mean scissor? Are you talking about broken clocks? Yeah, her. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 felt his ears turn red, and 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑗 didn't move his hand from his arm. He moved closer to 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 and started having another giggling fit. Socks? Shut up. You're so. I'm so what? 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 moves his hand back into his own lap and turns to 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 with a lazy grin on his face. You're so you. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 pointed left, out of his window, and pressed his face up against the glass. Make a left here, right here, it's right here. I heard you the first time, Jesus Christ. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 turns too sharply and drives over the curb, slamming 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚's head into the window. Go fuck yourself. That was not on purpose. Yes it was. How the hell did you drive over the curb? Do you wanna walk back to your place? 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 rolled his eyes. Okay, let's get the milk bread first. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 had a whole roll in his mouth, with another in his hand as they entered the diner, and stopped in his tracks as he saw Sugar sitting at a booth with a distressed looking Atsumu. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 looked over at 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 and then back at his friends in the booth. In a panic he pulled 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 into a booth close by, using the menu to cover both of their faces. Are we in a fucking rom-com? If they see me here with you, they're literally going to beat me until I can't move. So then let's go somewhere else. No, in Nosy, what are they doing here without me and Akashi? This is so stupid. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 shoved the second roll of bread into his mouth and motioned for 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 to give him another from the bag. How are you going to have space for the actual breakfast? Learn how to mind your business. What could they possibly be talking about? They didn't even text the group chat. What the hell? Is it really that serious? 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 hit 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 with the menu, and frowned. Yes, it is. Why does Atsumu look so upset? Why did he only go to Sugar for help? 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 and 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 watched as Atsumu and Sugar got up from their table and left the diner, Atsumu rubbing his eyes and Sugar rubbing his back. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 leans back in the booth and frowns. What the fuck? 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 kicked 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚's feet under the table. Don't let it get to you. It's totally getting to me. This is just making me more hungry. Please keep in mind when you're ordering that I am a broke college student. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 turned the menu to face 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚. Look at these fucking prices, Iwa-chan. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 raised one of his brows when looking at the list. Man, at this price they're selling monkey meat. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 can't stop himself from laughing, a snort making its way out of his mouth. Being upset around 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 was hard. Even when they were in the car, the conversation flowed so naturally it scared 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚. How could 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 be someone he wasn't meant to be with? It's some damn good monkey meat. I don't even know what to order. Get a steak so I can eat some of it. Then you order it yourself. No, I'm getting the chocolate French toast, with waffles, and a side of eggs, sausage and hash browns. The pork sausage though, not the turkey ones, those get dry. And I'm getting the steak? Yeah. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 couldn't help but let his mind wander to what could have possibly happened between when 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 texted the group chat the night before, and this morning. You can talk to me about it, you know. Yeah I guess. It didn't feel as though 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 was allowed to vent to 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 anymore. They weren't really even friends, they were in some odd purgatory. I know we're not dating or even really friends, but I still care about you, so. How had 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 not lost the ability to read 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚's mind? Basically. I guess it just bothers me because we've all sort of stuck together since high school, so it's, I don't know, I guess I feel left out. That's understandable, but did they know you were with me last night? Yeah. Then Atsumu probably didn't want to bother you, and Akashi was with Bakuto, so he just asked Sugar. He'll tell you what's wrong later. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 tilts the sugar packet towards 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚, who automatically opens his mouth as 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝑚 pours the sugar in his mouth. I hope so. It's not like I can bring it up either. This is so frustrating. Yeah, but give them time to explain. The food came and 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 found himself forgetting about the whole situation, and was starting to have trouble remembering why they broke up again. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 ate so much of 𝘴𝘬𝘪's steak that when 𝘴𝘬𝘪 reached for another bite, 𝘴𝘬𝘪 started sword fighting him with their knives. Toru, if you wanted a steak just get one. I don't want a steak, I just want some of yours. Are you serious? Yeah. Lem try some of your waffles then. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 cut up some of his waffles and drizzled a bunch of syrup on it, moving the fork towards 𝘴𝘬𝘪's mouth. 𝘴𝘬-chan, open up. 𝘴𝘬𝘪 stared at the fork for a bit and 𝘴𝘬𝘪 could see his face go bright red. Don't get all shy on me, no. Man, I don't even want the waffle anymore. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 giggled and moved the fork closer. Take advantage of this act of kindness, I'm usually very selfish. 𝘴𝘬𝘪 ate the waffle, a bit of syrup on the corner of his mouth. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 turned away. Now it was his turn to get bashful. 𝘴𝘬𝘪 didn't even try and 𝘴𝘬𝘪 felt like he was going crazy. How are you the one getting shy? No. 𝘴𝘬𝘪 scoffed. All bark no bite. And you're any better? I didn't say I was. After they finished eating, 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 didn't want to go home, so they were sitting on the parking lot curb talking for around an hour before 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 finally talked himself up to do it. Do you have anything planned for today? No, I don't. Well, I don't want to go home. I don't want to go home either. You wanna go the park? Yeah, the one with the playground, right? Yeah, that one. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮, you're not going to fit. You're saying I'm fat? I never said you were fat, but you're not going to fit. I'm gonna fit. You're not. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 squeezed himself through the jungle gym gap, flashing a peace sign at 𝘴𝘬𝘪 from up above. Ye of little faith, 𝘴𝘬𝘪-chan. 𝘴𝘬𝘪 was sat on the swings, staring at 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 with a look in his eyes that made 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 shift his weight around. Where are all the kids? Isn't this supposed to be a playground? I don't know, there's never many kids here, right? 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 sat backwards on the slide and slid down, shooting off of the slide and landing flat on his ass. Nice one, loser. Fuck off. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 walked over to 𝘴𝘬𝘪, and held the chains of the swing he was sitting on, and his stomach did a flip. He wanted to kiss him. Obviously, they had kissed countless times, but the context was different this time. Did 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 have to ask, or was he allowed to just go for it? He looked back down at 𝘴𝘬𝘪, who was staring at him with this huge grin on his face, and 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 didn't even have time to be anxious before leaning down and pressing their lips together. 𝘴𝘬𝘪 moved his hand into 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮's hair, and 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 sighed, melting. When they pulled away, 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 had a matching grin on his face. Hey. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮, I actually. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮's phone went off, and it was a group FaceTime from Atsumu, with Suga and Akashi. Fuck, sorry, I should pick this up. Yeah, that's fine. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 stared at the phone as the FaceTime call rang, not making a move to pick it up. He turned to 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮, who was watching him with an unreadable expression. The call ended, and 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 shrugged. I guess it was too late. Yeah, nothing you could have done about that. Yup. It was above me. Exactly. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 sat in the swing next to 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮, and he wondered how this changed things. He wondered if 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 would pretend this never happened. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮's phone rang again, the same group FaceTime, and as he was about to decline the call, 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 reached over and picked up the call. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 looked over, and 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 was giving him a face that said, I don't want to get in trouble for being the reason you didn't pick up. When 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮 picked up the call, Atsumu had his hoodie strings in his mouth, Suga was knitting, and Akashi was obviously in Bakuto's room. 𝘴𝘬𝘪𝘮, where the fuck are you? I'm at a park right now. Why didn't you pick up the first time? Huh? Oh, my phone wasn't with me. Liar. You ignored the call, didn't you? Why would I do that? Anyways, why the group FaceTime? I'm sort of in a crisis right now. Alright, spit it out, what's wrong? Atsumu got back from class on Friday to find Osamu cleaning. What are you doing? Sakusa's coming over, so I have to clean the whole apartment. But he was here yesterday. Yeah, I know. Okay, well, I'm going to sleep, don't be too loud. Yeah, got it. Atsumu was up until at least 3 staring at his ceiling, and Sakusa and Osamu were being anything but quiet. At around 4 a.m. Atsumu kicked off his covers and stormed into Osamu's room, seeing red. The whole room was filled with smoke as Atsumu threw the door open. Jesus fucking Christ, it's 4 fucking a.m. Learn how to be fucking quiet, you don't live by yourself, asshole. Osamu's eyes were basically closed, and he had a small frown on his face. Dude, don't just bust open the door like that. You're making the whole hallway smell like weed. We have a landlord, you know. If you want to smoke whatever, I don't care, but open a fucking window, have some common sense. Why are you cussing me out? I didn't do anything. Osamu suppresses a giggle, that turned into a full-fledged giggle fit when Sakusa joined in. Atsumu could feel his whole face go hot. I told you wanted to sleep, and you're making such a fucking racket for what? Sakusa took another drag and stood up, moving towards Atsumu, and Atsumu didn't realize that a 2-inch height difference could make someone feel so small. Don't you think you're overreacting? It's Saturday, it's not like you have classes. It doesn't matter what I have to do tomorrow, I just want to sleep. Sakusa blinked slowly and hummed in acknowledgement. You should join us. I'm good, I don't really smoke too much, it makes me anxious. Really? It makes me less anxious. Sakusa took another step towards Atsumu, and Atsumu felt himself take one back. Was he scared of Sakusa or something? I guess it works differently for everyone. When I'm high, my OCD gets much better. That's good. I guess, but you really shouldn't self-medicate. Sakusa took another step forward, and when Atsumu went to take another step back, he hit the wall. Something wasn't right at all. Yeah, maybe. Sakusa's voice was so quiet, and when Atsumu looked back at Osamu, Osamu was fast asleep. As long as you keep it down, it's fine, I'll be going. Wait. Sakusa lightly tugged on Atsumu's sleeve. What? Sakusa's cheeks got bright red and he let out a small giggle that made Atsumu's heart skip a beat. Can I kiss you? Pardon? I wanna kiss you. You're not thinking straight at all, we hardly know each other. Did you really know everyone you've ever kissed? Well, no, but what are you worried about? That you're not in your right mind. Sakusa pushed his eyebrows together. What? I'm not drunk, I know what I'm asking, Atsumu. You would not do this if you were sober, it's like him taking advantage of you. The only reason I wouldn't do this sober is because I'm like always anxious or whatever. And the only way to stop being anxious is to check to make sure everything is clean. And it's hard to do that with people. But right, no. There's no anxiety, I just wanna kiss you. Atsumu was so red he felt like he was going to pass out. Oh. So can I? Absolutely not. Can you give me a minute? Fuck, what does that even mean? Huh? Okay. It's just everyone said you liked me, so I kind of assumed. Well, I mean I met you 2 days ago, so I don't know how much I can like you, but... So you won't kiss me? Not right now, no. But later? Yeah, later. What the fuck? Oikawa barked out a laugh and had to use his hand to cover his mouth. He stole a glance at Iwazumi, who had the dumbest smile on his face and only offered Oikawa a shrug. That entire friend group is a bunch of potheads, no wonder Sakusa fit right in. Iwazumi frowned and shook his head. Not me, he mouthed, and Oikawa ducked his head from the camera to smile. Him smoking is not the problem, he's a grown man, he can do whatever he wants with his lungs, but this morning, I woke up before them and I was in the living room, minding my business, and Sakusa walks in and gives me the dirtiest fucking look I've ever been given. In what world am I in the wrong for not kissing him? In what world? What the hell? If he had enough sense to ask you, he should have enough sense to take no for an answer. Right? And so it's this morning and I'm trying to smooth things out, and so I'm like, are you feeling okay? Do you wanna get breakfast together? And he's like, I feel like shit, I'm going home, tell Samu thanks for having me over. Like, what a prick. Anyways, I wanted to tell you guys about it this morning, but I knew Oikawa was probably in a shitty mood after leaving Iwazumi's house, and Akashi was with Bakuto, so I just told Sugar ahead of time. Oikawa flushed bright red. Iwazumi didn't seem too fazed by what Atsumu said. Speaking of which, don't think we're done having that conversation. Because after we figure out this Sakusa thing you're next. There's nothing to talk about, so stop sleeping with him. Especially after what you said last night, like, come on Oikoa. Please don't say any more, I don't want to have this conversation right now. Iwazumi seemed to take a bit more interest in that, raising an eyebrow and slightly kicking Oikoa's shin. Okay, back to Atsumu. Yeah, so basically I don't know what to do because I feel like I totally fucked up, but also at the same time no I didn't. It's like what I was telling you before, you didn't do anything wrong and he's just salty he got rejected. Yeah, but he seemed alright that night, like he wished me a good night and everything, and I thought we were cool. Men are like that. You still like him? Yeah, I do. I didn't wanna kiss him right then, because I was flustered and pissed off, and also my breath was not the best, but Atsumu flashes a grin at the camera. Yeah, well regardless he still made you uncomfortable, so he's in no position to be upset. Exactly. Because now you feel like you should have kissed him, right? Yeah, sort of. Like a fly in a spider web, Atsumu. Whatever, I'll keep you updated, but I gotta go. See you, we should hang soon. Yeah, we should. Bye. Agashi, who is that? Huh? Suddenly a shirtless Bakuto pops into frame and starts waving at the camera. Hey guys. Hey Kawa. Hey Bakuto, how are you? Bakuto turned to Akashi. How are you? I'm good Bakuto-san. Bakuto turns back to the camera and grins. I'm doing good. Boo gross. Jealousy is a disease, die slow. The way I want what they have. The way you'll never get it because there's only one Bakuto. The entire group FaceTime burst into laughter, and even Iwazumi had a tiny smile on his face. Akashi doesn't usually drag people, but when he does, it's literally a crime scene. I'm in tears almost. Sorry, but I really have to go. Yeah, Agashi and I are going to kiss, so he needs to leave, bye. Bakuto-san stow. And then Akashi left the FaceTime call, everyone else saying their goodbyes, and then the call is over and Iwazumi is still looking at Oikoa, but there's something unclear about his expression. Sorry about that, it was probably uncomfortable for you to have to hear that. No, it wasn't so bad. If you don't mind me asking, what did you tell them last night? Oikoa felt his cheeks heat up for what must have been the 100th time. I'm taking that to my grave, actually. Iwazumi pulled Oikoa's swing closer to his own. But we're good, right? Oikoa wasn't sure what that question meant, but as he placed another kiss to Iwazumi's lips there was only one right answer. Yeah, we're good.